Leading up to the release of Pokemon X and Y, one of the reasons why I was so excited was because of the new Mega Evolution mechanic. I remember when Mega Mewtwo Y was first revealed and how hyped I was to find out exactly what it was, because at the time it wasn't officially revealed that it was a Mega Pokemon yet. And when it was finally revealed that it was a Mega Pokemon and that the 3 original Kanto startups would all receive Mega Evolutions, I knew that Pokemon X and Y would become one of my favorite Pokemon games. We got some pretty great Mega Pokemon in X and Y like Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Mawile, Mega Caesar, and my personal favorite Mega Pokemon, Mega Aerodactyl. This trend continued even into Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire when we got even more Mega Pokemon including Mega Metagross, Mega Rayquaza, Mega Lopunny, and Mega Sableye. All of these Mega Pokemon that I listed are all pretty good, and Mega Evolution helped a lot of bad Pokemon like Altaria, Beedrill, and Pidgeotto and Lopunny become relevant again, since prior to their Mega Evolution they were never used, but now they all have pretty good Mega Evolutions. Unfortunately, Pokemon Sun and Moon didn't feature any new Mega Evolutions, which is a bit unfortunate, as there are some Pokemon that I still believe should get Mega Evolution. Now, although most Mega Pokemon are pretty good, this can't be said about all of them, especially Mega Camerupt. Although Mega Camerupt is one of my personal favorite Mega Pokemon and the first Mega Pokemon I used when it was first released in Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Camerupt didn't get the same type of boost for getting a Mega Evolution as other bad Pokemon have. If you guys are unfamiliar with this series, I am your host PaPaSea, and in this we take a look at some Pokemon that are bad competitively and discuss why they are bad. This series isn't just me bashing Pokemon for no particular reason, it is a competitive analysis of these Pokemon in the Smogon and VGC metagames. We'll be rating these Pokemon on a scale 1 to 5 based on their offense, defense, versatility, Movepool, and overall viability. If a Pokemon doesn't excel in any of these categories, then it is deemed to be a pretty bad Pokemon and potentially the worst Pokemon ever. If you guys enjoy this type of thing and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what Pokemon will see featured in this series in the future. But before you comment, please check out the full playlist that is in the description to see all of the Pokemon that have been featured in this series so far, so you don't comment Pokemon that I've already made a video on. And of course, please only recommend fully evolved Pokemon that are actually bad Pokemon. You'd be surprised how many comments I've got in the past for good Pokemon like Zapdos. Zapdos is a great Pokemon, it won't be featured on the series ever. Since Mega Camerupt is the first Mega Pokemon to be featured in the series, I think we should take a look at regular Camerupt first, discuss its flaws, compare it to Mega Camerupt stats, and discuss how the Mega Evolution benefited Camerupt. Regular Camerupt is a Fire and Ground type Pokemon introduced in Generation 3 with the abilities Anger Point, Magma Armor, and Solid Rock. Camerupt has a stat distribution of 70 HP, 100 attack, 70 defense, 105 special attack, 75 special defense, and 40 speed. These stats really don't seem that bad. You have 2 pretty useful attack stats and manageable defenses, although they are pretty low. The 4x weakness to water is a huge flaw for Camerupt and Mega Camerupt, as water is a pretty common typing in the game. Prior to Mega Evolution, Solid Rock is a pretty neat ability as it works similar to Filter, which worked out really well for Mega Aggron, but the other 2 abilities really aren't that great. Comparing these stats to Mega Camerupt, we have 70 HP, 120 attack, 100 defense, 145 special attack, 105 special defense, and 20 speed. Mega Camerupt also has the ability Sheer Force as its only ability, which is a very powerful ability that boosts your moves that have secondary effects, but in a result of boosting those moves, it nullifies the secondary effects. Now, it's important to keep in mind exactly how Mega Evolution works. The way Mega Evolution works is each Pokemon gains 100 points in each of their base stats distributed amongst every single stat except for HP. In some instances, like with Mega Camerupt, you lose some stat points in a certain stat, in this case being speed. This is because sometimes they need to reduce some stats in order to increase another stat to maintain that plus 100 threshold. Mega Camerupt also has the ability Sheer Force like I mentioned earlier, which is a fantastic offensive ability. Camerupt received a pretty nice boost to both attack stats as well, and the defenses, making it a much better Pokemon offensively and defensively. The problem is with only 20 speed, you will struggle heavily against water types, although Mega Camerupt does take water hits better than a regular Camerupt despite losing the Solid Rock ability. I'll go over more on how Camerupts improve later, but for now let's go on to the ratings, which I will only be focusing on Mega Camerupt for. Now these ratings will also be a little bit higher than regular Pokemon ratings in this series, as although Mega Camerupt is considered one of the worst Mega Pokemon in the game, Mega Pokemon are all pretty good when compared to non-Mega Pokemon. For offense, I will give Mega Camerupt a 5 out of 5. This really shouldn't be a surprise at all. Mega Camerupt has fantastic attack stats and the sheer force ability on top of that. 145 special attack with sheer force is no joke. This allows Mega Camerupt to do serious damage even against Pokemon that resist both of its stabs. It can be extremely devastating in Trick Room as well, and even if used correctly, it is one of the most satisfying Mega Pokemon to use. For defense, I will give Mega Camerupt a 3.5 out of 5. Although you have some pretty solid defensive stats and you have many resists, the water weakness really holds you back. Being 4 times weak to a typing as common as water is not ideal at all, and although the only other weakness that you have is ground, ground is a pretty common typing as well. You also lack some reliable recovery, and since you can't hold items into your Mega Evolution, you're going to have a very hard time healing unless you have Wish on another Pokemon in your team. For versatility, I will give Mega Camerupt a 3.5 out of 5. Mega Camerupt isn't the most versatile Mega Pokemon out there, but due to its great defenses as well as its great attack and special attack stat, it is capable of being a physical attacker, a special attacker, a physical wall, a special wall, a mixed wall, or a mixed attacker. This makes Mega Camerupt pretty easy to build around since it's capable of filling a few roles for your team. I recommend pairing Mega Camerupt with a strong water type such as Gastrodon, as it has the water absorbability to further help Camerupt's water weakness. You could also pair Camerupt with a flying type or a levitate Pokemon to help with the ground weakness, and you can also pair it with a Trick Room Pokemon, as if you get Trick Room out with Mega Camerupt, that is pretty threatening. Since Mega Camerupt's speed is so low as well, you're pretty much never going to outspeed anything anyway, so you might as well run a minus speed nature with mixed offensive attacks because there's really no drawback to it. For Movepool, I will give Mega Camerupt a 3 out of 5. Now, Mega Camerupt doesn't have the best offensive coverage ever, with its only real coverage options outside of its stabs, of course, being Steel in forms of Flashkin and Iron Head. However, it's 2 strong stabs that can really dish out damage thanks to the sheer force ability. You also have some pretty good utility options with moves like Will-O-Wisp, Yawn, Stealth Rocks, and Curse, which can help Camerupt a lot. Although this really isn't the widest move pool ever, Mega Camerupt really doesn't need that wide of a move pool because what it has is good enough. And for viability, I will give Mega Camerupt a 2 out of 5. Mega Camerupt by no means is unviable, however despite all that it has going for it, it is outclassed by defensive fire types like Heatran, who can do most of the same things as Mega Camerupt, and offensively there are better fire types like Darmanitan and Infernape, and both Mega Charizards. Now, to be fair, there really isn't one fire type that I can think of, outside of maybe Heatran, that can fulfill the same role as Mega Camerupt offensively and defensively, so that is a plus. It can be fun to use in the lower tiers as it can do some serious damage, and in double battles, or in the doubles metagame, or in previous years' VGCs, it can be paired with other Pokemon to help assist it even further. When it comes to improvements, I think Mega Camerupt would be better off losing the ground typing. Now sure, it makes sense being a ground and fire type, as you are a Volcano Camel after all, but it would have helped it greatly from a defensive standpoint, especially against those pesky water types, similar to how Aggron losing its rock type helped it defensively as well. I also think it would have been cool to give regular Camerupt Drought and Mega Camerupt a more defensive ability instead of Sheer Force. That would have been nice, as Sheer Force with Drought prior to Mega Evolution would have been a little bit too much in my opinion. In the end, taking into consideration the way Camerupt is designed, we really can't complain with how Mega Camerupt is. It fits the design, it's really not a bad Pokemon, although it is one of the worst Mega Pokemon. The route Game Freak took in designing this Pokemon is by no means bad. And that is Mega Camerupt. What do you think of Mega Camerupt? Let me know in the comments down below. Personally, despite it being one of my favorite Mega Pokemon, and the first Mega Pokemon I used when ORAS came out, I think it's still the worst, solely because all of the other Mega Pokemon are just really freaking good. Let me know what you think of this Pokemon in the comment section down below for a chance to have your comment featured in the next video, like this comment right here. Let me know what you think of this slightly different format with this series as well. I didn't separate this into a section where I had positives and negatives. I kind of just sprinkled positives and negatives throughout the video. I think maybe that might be a better way of going about it. But if you guys want me to go back to having a separate section for positives and negatives, let me know in the comments down below. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys next time, and bye-bye.